For this tutorial, we're going to check out a student. The checkout process is pretty simple. In each day, you have 100 or even over 100 lessons in any given day. Every single student needs some sort of metric to figure out whether they were there or not. The checkout process is basically that. As you can see here at 1 o'clock, this student was checked out. How do I know that? Well, this blue color basically lets us know that this appointment's already completed, and as you can tell here, we can't let you edit some of the details of this appointment because it's already been completed. The checkout process is as follows. When a student has arrived and is taking their lesson, all you need to do is go to their time and simply select checkout. Since this is an active schedule, what I'd like to do is to use our new client later in the day and to perform the action that I'm talking about. So let's check this person out. Let's pretend that this person was here today. We're going to select by clicking here. This pop-up window is going to come up, and we're going to select checkout. After it loads, it should actually turn blue, which will tell me that this client came at the time that they said they were going to. In a perfect world, this would obviously be in order, but this specific client was in for 7:30 and is for tutorial purposes. I'd like to go through some of the other options here, just to introduce them. Late cancel and early cancel. Just to introduce them, these are two separate things that you might be able to use. Early cancel is when someone calls before open and we're able to take them out of the system. And late cancel is when someone calls to actually cancel a lesson after we open. Our policy, as you know, is that any calls before we open can be rescheduled. Any calls after we open cannot be rescheduled that day. If someone calls for the next day, of course, that's totally fine. But any calls before we open can be rescheduled. Any calls that we can't or after we open cannot be rescheduled. And of course, you're already seeing the checkout button and this process.